I'm Eleanor Hayes, 76 years old. After my husband died, my daughter Michelle moved in claiming she'd take care of me. For 2 years, she spent my late husband's inheritance on herself, new cars, vacations, designer clothes, while treating me like a burden. Michelle kept telling everyone she was sacrificing so much to care for her elderly mother. She thought I was too old and grief-stricken to notice. I'm a retired estate attorney who knows exactly how to handle greedy heirs. This is how I donated her inheritance to charity and destroyed her reputation in our small town. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you never miss revenge stories like this. My name is Eleanor Hayes, and I'm 76 years old. My husband Robert died 2 years ago after 53 years of marriage. Robert left me with a comfortable estate, our paid-off home worth $850,000, savings of $320,000, and his prized collection of rare antique jewelry worth approximately $180,000. My daughter Michelle, age 49, had always been financially irresponsible. 3 failed businesses, a bankruptcy, constant debt. But when Robert died, Michelle suddenly became the devoted daughter. Mom, you can't live alone anymore. I'm moving in to take care of you. It's what Dad would have wanted. I didn't need taking care of. I was healthy, active, and mentally sharp. I'd been an estate attorney for 35 years before retiring. But Michelle was insistent, and in my grief, I agreed. The first month was tolerable. Michelle cooked meals, drove me to appointments, seemed genuinely helpful. Then things changed. Michelle convinced me to add her name to my bank accounts just in case of emergencies. She said it would make managing household expenses easier. I trusted my daughter, so I agreed. That was my mistake. Within weeks, Michelle was spending my money freely. A new Lexus for $68,000. I need reliable transportation to take you to appointments, Mom. A trip to Hawaii for $12,000. I need a break from caretaking stress, Mom. Designer clothes, expensive dinners, spa treatments. Meanwhile, Michelle treated me like a burden. In public, she'd fawn over me, telling everyone how much she sacrificed to care for her elderly mother. In private, she'd snap at me, ignore me, spend all her time on her phone or shopping online. I started documenting every purchase Michelle made with my money. I kept copies of bank statements showing exactly where every dollar went. I'm an estate attorney. Documentation is what I do. The most valuable part of Robert's estate was his antique jewelry collection. Robert had spent 40 years collecting rare Victorian and Edwardian pieces, brooches, rings, necklaces, pocket watches. The entire collection was appraised at $180,000. Robert's will specified that the jewelry was mine until my death. After I died, it would go to Michelle. But while I was alive, it belonged to me. Michelle had other ideas. She started borrowing pieces from the collection, claiming she wanted to appreciate Dad's legacy. She'd wear them to parties, show them off to friends, treat them like they were already hers. One day, I overheard Michelle on the phone with her boyfriend. Once Mom is gone, I'm selling the entire jewelry collection. That's $180,000 cash, babe. We can finally afford that lake house. Michelle wasn't just spending my money. She was planning how to profit from my death. That's when I decided to take action. I contacted my former law partner, James Chen, who still practiced estate law. James, I need help stopping my daughter from stealing my estate. I showed James the bank statements documenting Michelle's spending, over $140,000 in 2 years on herself, all from my accounts. I showed him the jewelry inventory and Michelle's plans to sell it after my death. Eleanor, this is financial elder abuse. Michelle has power over your accounts and is misappropriating your funds. We need to act now. We created a plan. First, James helped me remove Michelle from my bank accounts and establish new ones she couldn't access. Second, we updated my will to leave everything to charity instead of Michelle. Third, we prepared documents to prove Michelle's financial abuse if she challenged anything. But I wanted more than just cutting Michelle off. I wanted her to understand exactly what she'd lost through her greed. Our town has an annual charity gala that raises money for the local hospital. It's a huge social event where everyone who's anyone attends. Michelle never missed it. She loved showing off her expensive clothes, bought with my money, and bragging about her sacrifices. I decided the charity gala would be the perfect venue for my revenge. I contacted the hospital foundation and made an appointment with the director. I'd like to make a major donation to the hospital in my late husband's name. The director was thrilled. Mrs. Hayes, any donation would be wonderful. What were you thinking? I'd like to donate my late husband's complete antique jewelry collection, valued at $180,000, to be sold at auction during the charity gala. All proceeds go to the hospital. The director was speechless. This would be the largest single donation in the gala's history. Mrs. Hayes, this is incredibly generous. We'll feature the collection as the centerpiece of the auction. I had one condition. Please announce that this donation is made in memory of Robert Hayes, and note that it represents my daughter Michelle's inheritance, which I'm redirecting to charity due to her treatment of me in my widowhood. The director hesitated. Mrs. Hayes, that's quite specific. I'm a retired estate attorney. I know exactly what I'm doing. My daughter has spent $140,000 of my money on herself over 2 years, while claiming to sacrifice to care for me. She's been planning to sell this jewelry collection the moment I die. I want everyone in this town to know the truth about Michelle's sacrifice. The director agreed. The night of the charity gala arrived. Michelle had bought herself a $3,000 designer dress, with my money before I closed the accounts, and was excited to attend. She had no idea what was coming. The auction began with smaller items, gift baskets, artwork, vacation packages. Then the auctioneer announced the evening's centerpiece. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an extraordinary donation tonight. Eleanor Hayes has generously donated her late husband Robert's complete antique jewelry collection, valued at $180,000. The audience gasped. This was huge news. Michelle's face went pale. She turned to me. Mom, what did you do? The auctioneer continued. Mrs. Hayes has asked me to share that this collection represents her daughter Michelle's inheritance, which Eleanor is redirecting to charity due to Michelle's treatment of her during her widowhood. Michelle spent over $140,000 of Eleanor's money on herself while claiming to sacrifice as her caretaker. Eleanor wanted the community to know the truth. The room went silent. Everyone turned to look at Michelle. The woman who'd spent 2 years telling everyone how much she sacrificed for her mother had just been exposed as a greedy fraud. Michelle's face turned red. She stood up, tried to say something, then ran out of the gala in tears. The jewelry collection sold for $210,000, more than the appraisal. Every penny went to the hospital. The next day, Michelle showed up at my house, furious. How could you humiliate me like that? That was my inheritance. Michelle, you spent $140,000 of my money while I was alive. You treated me like a burden while telling everyone you were sacrificing for me. You planned to sell your father's collection the moment I died. You got your inheritance early. You just spent it on yourself. But I'm your daughter. You're supposed to leave me something? Michelle, inheritances are gifts, not entitlements. You proved you don't deserve this gift. My estate now goes entirely to charity. Michelle tried to contest my decision legally, but James had prepared ironclad documentation. Her lawyer told her she had no case. The town's opinion of Michelle changed overnight. Everyone knew the truth now. She wasn't a devoted daughter. She was a financial abuser who'd exploited her elderly mother. Michelle eventually moved to another state. We haven't spoken in 2 years. I'm now 76 years old, living independently in the home Robert and I built together. I volunteer at the hospital that received my donation. They named a wing after Robert. Michelle will inherit nothing when I die. My entire estate, home, savings, everything, goes to charities that help elderly people escape financial abuse. People ask if I regret humiliating Michelle publicly. The answer is no. Michelle spent years lying about her sacrifice while stealing from me. The truth needed to be told, and the charity benefited greatly. I'm a retired estate attorney. I spent 35 years helping people protect their assets and plan their legacies. When my own daughter tried to steal mine, I used that same expertise to stop her. Michelle thought grief made me vulnerable. She learned that 76 years old doesn't mean helpless, especially when those 76 years include 35 as an estate attorney.